Are you ready to turbocharge your vision into reality? We present Visionary Compass Accelerator Program VCAP, a 40-week execution-driven coaching program designed for those who dare to dream big. In today's world, what sets dreamers apart from doers is the power of execution, and that is what VCAP is all about.
Whether you are an entrepreneur, a career professional, a ministry gift, a thought leader, a public servant, or someone in government, you would find the Visionary Compass Accelerator program as a powerful platform and launch pad to put momentum behind your mission.
Over the next 40 weeks, you will embark on a journey of strategic planning, skill development, and relentless execution. Our expert coaches, industry leaders, and success mentors will be with you every step of the way. Imagine being part of a community that not only believes in your vision, but also provides the tools and guidance to bring it to life.
What we have within the Visionary Compass Accelerator program are 4 distinct execution blueprints based on your mastery level. Our digital execution blueprints will support your ability to execute your vision wherever you are currently, because it offers you a plug and play step-by-step guide with specific actions and tasks that move you on to being able to get your vision to the next level. What is most exciting with the execution blueprint is that we don't just put it in your hands and leave you alone. You actually have certified accountability coaches by the International Association of Coaching in the USA that would also walk that journey with you. You also have access to Dr. Oleg Konovalov's Global Visionary Leadership Coaching Certification. You have access to internships and field trips that set you up in a real industry context, whatever your service area is.
That's the Visionary Compass Accelerator difference. This isn't just a coaching program. It's a catalyst for change. Whether you're a founder, an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or someone seeking personal growth, the Visionary Compass Accelerator program will elevate you to new heights. Don't just take our word for it. Visit our website www.myvisionarycompass.com and hear from our community who have experienced the transformative power of VCAP. Ready to turn your vision into reality? Join the Visionary Compass Accelerator program today and become part of a community that thrives on execution, innovation, and success. The future is here. Let's make it extraordinary together. Visit myvisionarycompass.com today.
Welcome to the Visionary Talk Show finale. This is day 4. We have been on this journey for the past 4 days. We have been unpacking the insights, the ideas, and the great wisdom that the distinguished alumni of the Visionary Compass Accelerator program have brought to us live on the Visionary Talk Show. I want you to use the comment section and tell me where you're joining from. And in addition to that, tell me what the highlight has been for you if you've been with us for the past 4 days. This is day 4. What was the most profound thing that hit you on day 1? What was the most insightful thing you left with on day 2? On day 3, what was that thing that made you uneasy, restless, just dysregulated and looking for how to fill that void, how to accelerate your vision, how to actualize it? I want to know what exactly has been your greatest insight. I have had a lot. I have had my moments where I almost flew out of my seat, but I had to stay composed for you. So let me know what has been the greatest insight for you. And what are you expecting today? Day 1 was simply it was igniting. Day 2 was so stirring. Day 3 was electrifying. And now day 4, the finale, it's about to be a combustion. So I want to know that you're ready, you're primed and prepped, you have all your materials with you. You should have a pen, you should have a journal, and just have a bottle of water because it will get hot for sure. Thank you for joining from Abuja. Thank you, Esther Kende from Nigeria. I see you. Thank you, Okpayemi. It's lovely to have you here. We're grateful that you've made out time from your busy schedule and everything that you have going on with you to spend time with us on the Visionary Talk Show. The essence is to let you see what it's like on the other side of the Visionary Compass. When you've gone through the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program, this is the kind of visionary that you can become, and even more. That burning idea in your heart, that vision you carry, that assignment you've been executing and wondering how to take it to the next level, the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program is exactly what you need. There is no better accelerator program out there. There's nothing as comprehensive as the Visionary Compass. I know because I've searched. I actually checked to see what exactly is out there. And truly, there is nothing as comprehensive as the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. We have a heavy, weighty core curriculum that can move you from ideas to I did it in a tangible way. So we're not guessing, we're not postulating, we're not proposing. We know with exactitude what your outcome will be if you join VCAP. And the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program is for you. It's for visionaries like you. We're the ones to rebuild Africa. And it will be our greatest pleasure and honor to have you on the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program this year. So don't defer it to next year. Don't say, I'll join later. No, this is your time. The time is now, and you have all it takes. We're ready for you. We're waiting for you. You just need to go to myvisionarycompass.com to apply. Today, I have two amazing people in the studio. The first person is Lady Bralade Koroye Emenanjo. You might know her as the leader of the Boundaries Movement or the SSS Woman and so many other interesting multidimensional expressions that she has, which she is executing with such great precision and purpose. And today, she's going to be sharing how to unlock the wealth in your passion and purpose, because for every labor, there's a profit. So you must know how to convert your vision into something that brings wealth to you. And that's what she'll be unpacking for us today. The second guest that I have for you today is not really a guest because she's the founder of the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. And I cannot wait to see what will happen in this room when I bring up the combination of Lady Bralade and DK herself. You know her as the pro coach. You know her as the transformational catalyst. We know her as the founder and CEO of the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. So she's going to come here and tell us exactly how and why she gave birth to such a program of such great magnitude to benefit you and I, to lift us from where we are into becoming the change makers and the solution providers for Africa. It gives me great pleasure to bring up Lady Bralade and DDK in just a moment.
Bralade Koroye Emenanjo is a multifaceted leader known for her coaching, speaking, and writing endeavors focused on personal empowerment, purpose, and prosperity. As the founder of Lead Essence Coaching and Consulting, the Boundaries Movement, and Preach What You Practice Media, she inspires individuals to live authentically and lead courageously. Bralade's best-selling books and signature coaching programs such as the Leading Lady Mentorship and Boundaries Bootcamp have positively impacted thousands of women worldwide. With a diverse background spanning 3 continents and various professional cultures, she currently serves as a Fortune 100 engineering operations leader and a passionate advocate for gender equality. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to make welcome Bralade Koroye Emenanjo. Debola Deji-Kurmi is a polymath, best-selling author, keynote speaker, public policy advisor, corporate trainer, and transformational coach for visionary leaders. Through her work of coaching, consulting, and capacity building, Debola deploys her extraordinary gift of unlocking potential in people, institutions, and nations. Founder of Immerse Coaching Company, she is a certified visionary leadership coach by the Oleg Konovalov Global Coaching Certification, a Gallup certified strengths coach, a certified masteries practitioner by the International Association of Coaching USA, and renowned for her archetypal coaching framework as well as original assessments. Debola has delivered executive coaching, team building retreats, and senior leadership training for organizations including the World Bank, Lagos State Government, NLNG, Owando Foundation, Charms PLC, Pernod Ricard, Seplat Energy, Axela, VFD Bridge, Ventures Garden Group, FSDH, amongst others. She has received several awards, including 2018 Mandela Washington Fellow by U.S. Government, one of 100 Most Inspiring Nigerian Women 2019, Nigerian Leading Coach in 2021, 50 Most Inspiring Women in 2022, Nigeria's 50 Most Inspiring Authors 2023, ABCD Africa's 50 Most Impactful Voices 2023, and one of 100 Women Shaping a Better Africa 2023. DDK, as she's fondly called, is an author of 25 books to date and has spoken across 3 continents to emerging and established leaders, especially in corporate practice. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to make welcome Debola Deji Kurumi.
Hello, DDK. Hello, Diddy Brother.
We are so excited to
Wow.
be here 100%.
Is this us like this? I love it.
Amazing.
Where is the red carpet, guys? I can't hear the applause.
Gosh.
It's not loud enough. Can you give it up, please? Can your pro
We
coach
can hear the applause. We feel the love already.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so glad and honored to have you on the Visionary Talk Show. We're super pumped to have you, Lady Bralade, and we're just exploding to have you, DDK. Today is going to be a combustive combination. I can feel it, I can sense it, and I'm ready for it. So I'm just going to get myself backstage so that I can enjoy what it is that you have for us today. Over to you, ma'ams.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Mrs. Notch. If you have been a part of the talk show since we started, would you just spend a moment to celebrate Mrs. Notch? She's done phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Our energy is just next level. It's been truly remarkable how she's, juiced out the finest insights from all our speakers. And I'm just truly proud of you, Mrs. Notch. And I'm so proud of every team member as well, making it work and just, moving us where we should go with the conversations. And here I am on this precious evening, WAT, with my sister, my friend, sounding board, all around inspiring leader. I'm quite excited and I'm eager. I mean, people think I'm here to interview you, but all now undercover. We're just
We're
here to
having convos.
enjoy ourselves and just I'm delighted. How are you feeling today, Braxy?
I feel fabulous. I feel wonderful. In fact, that's why I'm like, no, I have to dress up because it's how I feel inside and I want to communicate. That look, our lipstick is matching.
Yeah, baby, we got this thing going.
Okay. Red is the color of money, and we're here.
Yes. Ooh, love it. Love it. Bralade, we're in a time, a dispensation where there is such a, painfully, if I would say, there's such a drive to earn that many people do anything just to get into a level of what they think success is. And values are crumbling. And I'm sorry if I'm starting off on this kind of solemn note.
No, because that's where I started. It's perfect. Yeah.
Yes. So people are losing their values. They're paying a price too high for a gift too little, right?
Yeah.
And maybe we could really start off exploring the journey that is taking us to
Hmm.
understanding what true wealth really looks like.
Yeah.
I find that there's been such a gift and a blessing of living from inside out and sort of finding the environment ultimately catch up with
Mm.
the soul prosperity and what has happened on your inside. And I wonder what your thoughts are about that and what the journey's been like.
You
Prosperity
don't
beyond
even
the
need to wonder.
dollars. Mm.
You don't even need to wonder, because I was just looking over there on my table is The Prosperous Soul by Cindy Trim. I
I
have the
love it.
three books, for the main
Yes.
book, the interactive
Yes.
guide, and the study guide, because I'm taking a team along with me on it as well. And there are eight realms of grace. There are eight realms of life, and many times, as people in general, we tend to focus on one versus the other, and then we start arguing about the priority or the weight of one versus the other. But like Cindy Trim studied, and we've seen from every faith, every profession, even just life has taught us that you cannot neglect one for the other. So these eight are relational, social, intellectual, emotional, vocational, financial, and there's one that's a missing, but I'll get spiritual. How could I forget?
Spiritual. Oh, spiritual. Yeah.
There's none of these things that you can neglect and be a completely prosperous person. While many of us are digging our heels in and focusing on the spiritual, look, let me tell you, if you only just get it right with God, forget those things they're saying. And while the order might be different for everyone, because some people came into wealth before they met God, while the
So
order
good.
for everyone, the thriving of each of these facets is a non-negotiable for anyone who will call themselves prosperous on this earth. For me, DDK, I came from that place you're talking about. If anyone just spoke business to me, just like lose me, forget me, like 3 years ago or more, because I believed. I mean, my parents are professors. Professors are some of the most respectable, respectful people. There is abundance in their intellect, in their logic, their books, there's wisdom. And then you look at, rich people, and you're just like, how do you not know what is happening in Ukraine, or the permutations and combinations of the decisions that they're making? And you have this height here, but they have this money here. How do we live these lives that we bring all these constituents together, so that you're not rich
Lovely.
and lacking friends, you're not spiritual but lacking intellectualism, you're not emotionally regulated but you don't have social justice. It has no bearing on your environment. And really, I think that is the visionary life. That is the visionary life. How do you have money but you hate what it is you do? That is vocational prosperity. How
Prosperity.
do you not have one versus the other? The great thing is, DDK, we do not have to choose.
So
We
good.
do not have to choose at all. And that is where I will
Oh
start. So
gosh.
when you look at your values, you look at all these things. It just be like person where you have a lobster, you have prawns, you have oyster, you want to cook seafood okra soup. You're not thinking which one should not enter the pot. They all make for a delicious meal. So
Oh
your
my
values, all
God.
of those things together, will ensure that you will be a wealthy person with integrity. You will be a spiritual person with earthly relevance. Yeah, that's
Oh, Brala Day. How do you escalate so quickly that way? How do you do that?
you
How did
started.
you go
You
from
started
what
it.
is going on? I think
Mhm.
every single line, every single statement is so profound. But when you came to the point when you said, we actually don't have to choose, that was like military grade machinery. We were
Mm.
still having dinner and you brought bazooka, and I love it already. We don't have to choose, Bralade. And I feel like why that statement is profound is because of the dimensions of liberty that sits within that understanding. You know, one of my favorite quotes in VCAP, in fact, as an alumnus, let me put you to the test. How do we say it? What's that
When
quote?
you
What's
have a
that?
vision, you don't
When
need
you have a
permission.
mission, you don't need permission. When you have a mission, you don't need permission. And
Ahead. All right, y'all, let me know if it's me or if it's GDK.
that
Okay, it's not me, right? Okay.
Hello, Lady Walade. I think
I
it's
saw
just
you, Mrs. Knott. Mrs. Knott was like, let's be
you
going.
saw me losing composure, right?
Let's be going there.
Like, what just happened? In fact, I was trying to type, I was trying to write. I don't know how I started misclicking, and I even brought myself back into the live stream because I was like, what did I just hear? That is the first bomb that you literally just dropped. Wealth is not just money. There are 8 realms, and we don't have to choose. We can have it all. We can live in all of those realms.
Absolutely.
So there you have it, visionaries. If you were thinking she was going to tell you how you could get some money out of the Federal Reserve or the central bank, it's beyond that. Wealth is in different levels. It's relational, it's financial, it's intellectual. And I love the way you talked about your parents and the wealth and the abundance of thought that they have. My God. Oh, I promised myself I would stay seated today because I'm almost about to fly out of my chair, and it's not even 18 minutes yet. Thank you so much for sharing that. There is much more than just chasing the bills and the paper notes and chasing the coins and chasing the bank balances. It's not about just having financial wealth, it's about being wealthy in all
All
ramifications.
round. Yeah.
Gosh, goodness. Thank you for that. Can you give us a glimpse into your bold vision? How did you become this person that is making us fly out of our seats in the first 5 minutes? For
I
goodness sake.
Yeah. You know, many times when we come to this kind of awakening, you've been spending the week with, or at least half of your week with Mrs. Notch over here. You've been learning, you've been hearing, and a part of you will want to beat yourself up to be like, oh, how come? Where am I? How are we? I should be moving. In fact, I've been sleeping on a bicycle, rolling somewhere. I've been. And what you might not realize is that you have started with some of those realms of wealth already. And it's not late for you. You are not out of sync. You are not diminished in any way. You are prepared for this time. And there's something the Bible says, which I use for literally everything. It said, today you hear the voice of God. We use that for the salvation call a lot of times. But I want you to use it for every single move you make, every single decision you take, every single thought you meditate upon, because there's a difference between thinking and meditating upon a thought. I want you to hear that saying. Today you hear the voice of the Lord. There's always a choice. Today you've heard this. What step are you going to take? I was like this a couple of years ago when GDK was having a session, and I made the decision to commit the highest amount of money I had ever spent on anything personal. And you see, this is where sometimes the lies come in, because even as I say this, I'm thinking of my master's degree, right? And it was tens of thousands of dollars. But think about it. You've paid that one, but even now you still think you're not worth it. Why? Because that had it has like a certificate from an institution which you probably will never use the rest of your career. So looking at that, this was the most voluntary one, I would say, I'd ever done for something that had no what would seem like support. Because I'm telling you right now, you are absolutely crazy for daring to do this, because it's crazy people who change the world.
so
It's
good.
crazy people who get stupendously wealthy. It's crazy people that have the sort of relationships you admire. It's crazy people. So today, just allow yourself, just be like, it's true, it's true. I'm actually crazy. So I'm going to take this step. So I took that step, and DDK, remember, I won an award. Well, it's only me that know the award, but I won an award for being the first person to take that step. I'm just like, where's the button? Where is it? Let me just first start, because I don't want to even, because today I heard the word of the Lord and I hearkened onto it. You will hear it. Some of you is like a still small voice. Some of you, the tears is already rolling down this eye. You are trying. Your child is asking you, what's the matter? And you are just trying, like, what was this? Somebody can't just be talking or just be crying. You're trying to do big babe. It won't work. You will dream again this night. But don't even wait till that time.
My God.
Welcome back, DDK.
Please be crazy like that. Go to myvisionarycompass.com, open the page, and meet us back in the room, because you are still needed here. DDK, please, can you carry your friend? I gotta, please, you can have her, ma.
What is going on? Okay, now, I was still brooding on when you said, look, you don't have to choose. You don't have to look at a realm of success or a dimension of prosperity and feel like you can't step into other possibilities, other dimensions. And here you are actually saying it's crazy people who change the world. And you're crazy enough to move into those spaces that may be uncomfortable at the level of the decisions that you have to make, but you're crazy enough because you're deserving of that investment and you can step into those possibilities. Bralade, I'm still taking you back to not having to choose. I feel like there's a lie that has been sold for so long, and we're up against the fight that we're going to have to intentionally pursue winning. And it's the fight around, settling. It's the tyranny of settling, where you look at other people's impoverishment and then you say to yourself, I can't complain. God has been good to me, right? Many people are unable to aspire to their greatness and their enthronement because they say, even if I'm not an eagle, at least I'm not a worm. I was designed to be an eagle, but I'm living the chicken life, but at least I'm not a worm. And then the worm is saying, well, at least I've got some breath that makes me make this movement in the sand or in the soil. We do not have to normalize and, just settle into that averageness that is always this comparison, where we're constantly saying, there's at least someone who doesn't have what I have.
Yes.
And immediately means I don't have to aspire to much more. So people are hiding their sense of fear that makes them settle into safety and negotiate out of significance. But they're hiding it under a resistance against ambition, unhealthy ambition. They're trying to say, I don't want to be ungrateful. I don't want to have a dark ambition that makes me just do anything to get ahead. But ambition is different from vision. Ambition is a desperation to get ahead and to do anything to get there. But vision is almost this loyalty to who you are that you have not yet manifested. You see, it's that true to self type of commitment to the person you've seen, but you have not stepped into materially. And I think my question then is, Bralade, how do we open up the windows in our souls? Anyone who listens to us but hasn't seen of themselves a possibility, something about who they are becoming that makes them a savior to the world, not someone seeking to be saved. Anyone who listens to you say, I made the greatest investment in terms of my own personal voluntary commitment to my growth and transformation, could be like, well, that doesn't resonate. Why would I do that? You guys are just on about this whole coaching thing. What opens us up? Because I know that every Radical shift. And we're going to get into the wealth conversation in full
Mm-hmm.
shot. But I know that every radical shift I've experienced in revenue, in
Mm.
relationships, in my realms of revelation,
Mm-hmm.
in the personhood, in the value, the weight of who I'm becoming, right? It's always been connected to that next level image.
Wow.
And you know, in Immerse, we've been teaching a bit around the concept of transcendence, the concept of transcendence, an image set before you of the highest humanly possible version of your evolution, the highest
Mm.
humanly possible version of who you could be in the course of the next 1 to 3 years. I see the 3 year window as likely one of the most, there are three significant windows of transformation in a person's
DDK, I
life.
want to get my pen now because this is how you've been dropping bars
No,
inside
no,
the
but
question. But
you
I
are
will
my
allow you continue.
guest, you're my co-host. We're doing this together. So there is the 1 year window where everything can actually change in 1 year.
Yes.
Bralade. I'm a living proof of that. You are a living proof of that.
Yes.
And there's the 3 year window where you can actually unearth between 1 and 5 iterations of your human versions. Like you can be so upgraded that the person you were just 3 years ago no longer exists. You
Mm.
know, like, and then there's the
I
10
know.
year window. Yeah, there's that 10 year window where you come into legacy, you come into power, you start to birth the next generation, and you are living in the fullness of what was at a time your most audacious goals, your craziest vision. In a 10 year window, you can live in the material manifestation of what today is your craziest vision. You want to be a billionaire
Mm.
in dollars, you have a 10 year window that can radicalize your life. Anyway, we've started to speak about transcendence. What is the highest possible version that you could release as a co-creator with God in 3 years that literally makes who you are today, you know, dematerialize because it's morphed into something more powerful? And I know you're going to break it down because you do this thing better.
Oh my gosh. You know, I
Yeah.
can't answer this question without even going into the last 3 years. It's essentially 3 years and 3 months since I first engaged with you. And if you knew me 3 years ago, I was pretty awesome. Okay. I was already wonderful. Then now, just imagine the exponential factor of that, right? 3 years ago, I've become, my genius has found expression. We're also loaded within that it's not so much as impartation, a lot of times we're looking for. We're looking for exactly what this topic is, the unlocking of that which resides already within us, the unlocking of that which, when God crafted you, He inserted and made your ribonucleic signature just so you could come into this world and manifest. And just as the flowers in the field don't seek to be larger or smell differently or get taller or anyhow, just as those do. And we look at them and it looks like they're singing a harmony of beauty. That's the same way we were all supposed to come to this world to shine. And what I found, DDK, is that a lot of us, we come with all of that gift. It's true. You have passion, you have purpose, but it is not yet possibility that is expressed. And
Okay, now.
desire is expressed possibility. I always knew that I hadn't scratched the surface. You know why you're here. You're not just here because DDK is gorgeous, even though she is. You're not just here because this whole week you've been meeting successful boss lady women who are changing the world, even though they've been. You are here because you recognize yourself in herself. I know some of you think DDK is all that and a bag of chips and a genius. And if you talk about DDK like this, even your friends are like, is a human being or is a spirit? But that is the same way you are. And that's why you're able to not only see that, but articulate it. But did I know
Okay,
how?
now.
I did not know how.
Yes.
And then you open my visionary compass and you start to see the levels. You see
Yeah.
clarify. Can I even articulate that which is within me?
Yes.
Can I articulate this vision that has held me captured? Every night I'm stressing my poor, he's not poor, my husband in the bed about, oh my gosh, look, see, and they are wondering like, what are you on about? Because it was your vision. And it is yet in nascent form. You are the only one that can see it. I think the frustrating part of vision, DDK, is that we not only see it, we live there. It is a plane that we live in, but we can't take
Yes.
it there with us till it has manifest.
So good.
And I was just there looking at myself. Oh, you would do great things. It seemed like in the sweet by and by one day. But I met DDK and I'm releasing my book. I met DDK and my spiritual depth. I basically, when you meet DDK is an institution. And I encourage you, go to all the rooms in that house because the house is loaded. And I did the
Okay,
firebrand
now.
and you know the
Go to
running
all the
thread of
rooms
all
in
of
that
it. And I've
house.
never left. There are rooms in that house. In the house called DDK, there are many mansions there. Feel free to traverse. And guess what? There is no scarcity. There is no scarcity. So DDK, I joined Future for a Female Immersed in a Circle. I never left because why do you leave? Who leaves family? I don't know. And I found that I started clarifying, first of all, my personal identity. Even though it's something I knew, even though it was something I was securing, there didn't seem to be a need to articulate it. But as you start doing your visionary bio, as you start putting yourself out there in the world and your vision, you will find that these are elements. I clarified not only my personal identity, I clarified my vision.
Yes.
And then I went into the build. And everything you do on your vision, you are in parallel doing in your life. The
So
vision
good.
you build builds you.
Bralade, you need to stay there. Bralade, just stay there for me.
Mhm.
Look, oh Lord, oh Lord, this is one of the crowning moments of
Mm,
this particular conversation. Watch this. People think that execution
mm.
is really primarily an outward project driven thing. And so they're like, I'll come to that. If you know all the stuff happening in my life, I'll come to that. But this is the mystery, and it's profound on many levels. And I'm hoping I'm not hanging again, and my internet is doing good stuff because I can't see Bralade moving, so it's likely my internet. Can you hear me?
You're good, Ma. You're good.
I'm good. But I didn't see Bralade moving. Is she moving?
Her network is glitchy.
So that's on B this time. But Mrs. Notch, I think that something phenomenal just hit us. And if we
Yes.
unpack it a little bit more, I feel there's going to be deliverance for so
Yeah.
many people. The healing happens when you hit this discovery that execution is not merely something you do for your vision, something you do for that project, something you do for that initiative, right? Where I just need to get this out of the way. I've got this assignment, I've got this project. I want to launch this academy, I want to write this book, I want to start this investment club. No, this is the mystery. The moment you set yourself up into an infrastructure that challenges you to put your hands to the plow, that challenges you to become accountable, that challenges you to actually execute, to birth, to do something that allows what you see on your inside become a reality on the earth. I'm going to tell you without equivocation, Mrs. Notch, 7 things minimum that start to happen to you. When you begin to execute, number one, you heal your possibility blindness. this thing is breathtaking. All of a sudden, you actually begin to say, oh my God, so these things can happen in the world. So you heal your possibility blindness. Number two, you increase your self-efficacy. Self-efficacy has actually now been described as one of the assets of the future of work. Can you imagine that? Self-efficacy is when you perceive yourself as an asset and that in any context, you are able to succeed. Imagine that kind of belief system. You see, the third thing it does for you is it elevates your growth mindset, where you basically are like, everything is figure outable, to use the words of Maria Folio. You're like, everything can be figured. If I don't know it, I can learn it. And in my own construct, I call it expandable brilliance. Anybody that has expandable brilliance, Mrs. Notch, they would change their lives. Because nothing becomes too hard that you cannot actually get yourself out of. So when you begin to execute, you heal your possibility blindness, you elevate your self-efficacy, you expand your growth mindset. Number one, you increase your commercial value. And this is special. I'm telling you, let me tell you one of the most profound success models that I have found. And Bralade is back. One of the most profound success models I have found, and I believe is actually even the model that a lot of African visionaries of African descent will need to use. It is this particular model where you are not waiting to be invited to a table, you are the table. You see, you are the table, and you now create systems that allow others to be invited. The moment you can establish a model of success in your life and your vision, where you are now a dispenser of platforms. You're now saying, I want look, this is how we will create our own ecosystem of the wealthiest decision makers in the world. Mm-hmm. Could you bring Bralade in? I'm too excited.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, I'm too excited. We're all...
You know, this one has me, Bralade.
Tell me.
So I was talking about what execution does. You know, that moment when you said, one of the crowning insights of the evening, when you said, look, working on your vision works on you. Working on your vision works on you. And I started to say there's deliverance in that statement because I found it to shift and change my life. The idea that execution and this whole visionary life and accomplishing your goals is really an external thing that is about a project. People objectify the construct of execution, whereas execution, the process, the principles, and the patterns of execution is actually such a deep inner work that gets done on you. And I started to highlight some of the things that happen when you execute. You heal your possibility blindness. Number two, you increase your self-efficacy. Number three, you expand your growth mindset. Number four, you grow your commercial value. And it was under that point I was saying that there's a particular success model that I am really seeing will become very defining, especially for visionaries of African descent. And it is being able to be the table. As against waiting to be invited to the table, when you grow your value, when you increase your commercial value, because you are going live autonomously, authentically, and audaciously. You see, there's autonomy in there, there's authenticity, there's audacity. And autonomy is about, look, we're a government to ourselves in a sense. We have so much confidence that we are not waiting for the establishment to say this is what we're working on next. We're not waiting for a report that says these are the top 10 industries to watch out for. We don't care. We go out there, we
Be
do this,
doing.
do it, and
Hey.
then we report how we become the industry to watch out for. And we need those who can become dispensers of platforms, dispensers of opportunities,
Mm, mm.
dispensers of tables across sectors. Number 5, when you execute, you create opportunities for others. You don't just increase your ability to earn because you are now a high value visionary. You create opportunities for others. Brother, look, the salary that I pay out monthly and annually, it's what reminds me that I'm not beans. If I forget sometimes and I'm just
Just
like,
in case.
young girl, I'm just a young girl. When I see what we do annually, look, we're onto something profound. You're creating opportunities, creating jobs, creating an advantage you see for others just because you're pursuing this path of execution. Now, when you become dexterous at execution,
Wow.
the beautiful thing when you can create the connection between execution and systems, you shift from being an individual to becoming an institution. That's it. Execution plus systems plus human capital, you become an institution. That's it. And then at number 7, as you grow in execution, you actually deepen your utility to the kingdom of God. Yeah.
Mm.
You become of more interest to
Yes.
kingdoms. Yeah, both the kingdom of hell and the kingdom of light. But you are now
Mm.
you are a citizen of interest. You are a you're a person of interest to kingdoms. You see. So could you take me there a bit more as you've gone on the path of more excellent execution? How have you
Mm.
seen the work it's doing in your mind, in your
Yeah.
relationships, and in the woman you're becoming?
Yeah. It's if you want to change indelibly and irrevocably, that is, you don't want the change to be reversible. You want it to be like a chemical reaction. And irrevocably, yes, it's not changing and it is marked, like people can see it in you. Execute your vision. Execute your vision. There are things about you you don't even realize till you start to execute your vision.
Yes.
This is why I did it takes extreme self security. People talk about insecurity. It takes extreme self security, a full understanding of your identity for you to begin this vision execution, because what you're learning in here cannot go and mix with um, other issues, other emotional issues, other identity crisis, because it is a learning terrain. It is a learning terrain. So for me, executing my vision, first of all, let me see that focus was doing me. I was that child when I was growing up that I didn't used to study for exam. I didn't used to prepare for exam. Just go to exam hall. I mean, I heard the teacher once, and that's it. I don't even know notebooks, all those things. That discipline wasn't there. Why? Because I was passing. What was required? Pass. But the executional systems, the structures and systems, the routine that execution of study would have built in my life, I didn't have it. So later, when I would need to pull upon it, I was struggling. What is later?
Mm.
Later, when I decided that this my creative mind is genius and it's time for me to write, and then I'm doing. Sorry, let me tell you some of my two favorite Yoruba words is rada rada and rede rede. It always makes me laugh. I was doing all sorts of things. So I saw, but guess what? That would never have been demanded of me at a higher level. So at the lower level, I was fine. I was fine. Without execution, you believe your own hype. And even though your hype is wonderful, the gold has not been mined. You just saw the first level. You are just tasting, you are just skimming off the top. You haven't yet been able to milk what is beneath. And what is beneath is transcendence. And okay, execution. So it first of all, let me see the things within me that I hadn't yet developed. Don't call it a weakness. There's something you always say, DDK, don't call controversy what the world calls controversy. Don't fall into my gaps, this is
Oh
my
my God.
weakness. I'm not usually. It's just because you have never made a demand on many of those things. If you do VCAP, you are putting yourself through the rigor of not only identifying those gaps, but closing them at an accelerated pace.
Yes.
At an accelerated pace. So that's what execution does for you. Three reasons why people don't accomplish their goals globally, even companies, three reasons why they don't. Number one is clarity. What is the goal? I want more money. Bow. Vivian, what are you doing to me today? I don't do this usually. I want more money. If we can move to a bigger house, this company, I just want to double my staff. What is the vision of more? What is the articulation of the vision of more that you see?
I love it.
Clarify will help you do that. And it helped me do that. I
Yeah.
wrote a book, and that was my book on boundaries. But getting into VCAP, my whole vision changed because I saw that it was an institution. It
Yes.
was a movement where we were enabling and empowering people with the word no so that they can fulfill their purpose. That is the reason, and have
So
healthy
what?
relationships.
By no.
That's the reason. Huh?
Empowered by
Okay.
no.
Yeah, empowered by no, by focus, essentially. That's the first one. The second reason why people don't is because they do not have the company to go with them on the journey. This solo life that you've chosen is it's a mediocrity pulling on you.
Mm.
It takes a lot to commit to a relationship, but not only expecting that person to do for you what you want, but for you to also perform at the level that they expect. So it's a mutual beneficial thing. So many of you don't have the company, you don't have people who see what you see, hear what you hear. You don't have these kinds of elevated conversations. You see DDK and I at a restaurant, and this is literally the conversation we're having.
Yes.
Past like this. This is the conversation.
Yes.
It is not, oh, and do you see how she did? Do you hear what's
No.
written? This is the stuff of the conversation, and we can stay up all night discussing matters like this. So that company that you're looking for, you will be surrounded by them. I cannot
Yes.
tell you the kind of people I've been surrounded by
Yes.
being in these elevated communities. I mean, Dr. Izine is right here. See Chrissy right there on the screen. Look at Dr. Fumi, whose outfit I will be wearing even tomorrow, Body Pantry. Look at Banker, who built my tech systems and structured. People who are moving such that they're elevating you just by being in your
Yes.
space.
Yes.
That's number two reason. And the third reason is the stuff that the goal is made of. DDK, there are three types of goals, Queen of Threes. The first goal is general goal. I would just like that next year we just make it through, because it's the mercy of God that is keeping all of us. Everybody just do go, go, go. That's their business. Just leave me as I am like this. If I make it through, it's an accomplishment. I can't lie, I agree. It is. But that is first level. Second level is an incremental goal. We want to increase our income by 10%. We want our children to be promoted to the next class, just natural incremental progressions that just barely stay away inflation. And that's not enough. It's not nearly enough for the kind of life you are called to. The third one, goals C, goals ABC. The third one, goals C, is exponential goals. You cannot have those goals from you cannot have those goals in a pedestrian way by buying a planner, opening it, and writing. That's not how you have those goals. You have those kind of goals by attending the visioning summit, first of all, and then by attending the visioning retreat. You have those goals by buying the replays and sitting into a space that is charged with clarity, the ability to see. You start to see things, you start to feel. Have you ever felt your vision? Sometimes you can feel your vision like physiologically. When you get there, you see this thing, as you are writing it down, your hand will be doing like this. You will be hiding that journal because you know anybody that sees it. In Think and Grow Rich, I'll just end with this story. There was a man who first said, I envisage a day that one day airwaves will carry us such that people will not only hear our voices, they will see our face. You know what his friends did? They took him to the hospital. Friends that love, like they love him. This is not friends that are against you. They love him and they're like, you started going crazy, Sha, so we don't want. So that goal, that kind of exponential goal is the kind of goal that people will want to commit you to the hospital for. That's why if you're doing VCAP, I encourage you, encourage your friends. Don't do it
Yes.
alone. Invite others
Yes.
there. That's how execution has changed me. And the last thing, DDK, that it hasn't stopped. It's like a rolling stone that is gathering moss. It hasn't stopped in my life. Long
Yes.
after VCAP, I look at my systems and my structures through the educated visionary eye. I can say, okay, this is in build phase, this is in scale phase. What are the things I need to do per my execution blueprint to elevate to the next level? Okay, I sat down and I'm like, okay, is $1 million year in the year 2026? What are the things I need to do to begin to go this route, including in my mindset?
I love
But
it.
more so in the systems and structure that you can communicate. So yeah, DDK, I am a completely elevated person. You know how there's self actualization and there's transcendence. I have gone from this level to this level, and that at that level I can serve the world, and serving the world unlocks vast vaults of wealth. Serving the world, that's what it does. That's
Oh,
what, if you have a vision that can carry the world, you will be wealthy. It is a
yes.
given.
Yes. Oh gosh, and I'm coming to that wealth question. I see Mrs. Notch is in, but whew,
I need
what
to
is
I need
going
to give I
on?
need to give you both a water break because my screen is about to explode. We're just gonna take a break and I'll give us a moment to just let it sink in. So let this sink. Have some water. Just look at your journal and say what just hit me
Mrs.
in a
Notch is
second.
concerned.
Goodness gracious. We'll go on a break and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Atilola, 2023 graduate of the Visionary Compass Accelerator program. I'm so excited about today. I got to graduate. So I joined VCAP because of the Good Head Tribe, and I have been audacious. I have done it afraid. I was bold. I overcame my fears and did the things that I felt like I could not do. I'm so excited. We are having our first physical conference outside the country. We had virtual conferences. We launched a hair coaching certification course, and we did so many things. We made our customer experience on the membership like really, really excellent. And these and more are the things that I was able to accomplish because of the Visionary Compass Accelerator program. And now that I'm moving on to the alumni community, I'm so excited because I will now have access to people, to ladies that have gone ahead of me to do big things. I have access to a network of visionaries, of big thinkers, and I know that this journey, because it might be solitary at times, you might be feeling lonely at times. Now that I'm in a bigger network of people who do these things, oh my gosh, the sky is my limit.
Hello, I am Dr. Fumi Adeni. I'm the founder of Lux Dental Clinic, the creative director at Body Pantry International, and the executive director at Smile Doctor Foundation. When I joined Visionary Compass, I was running a dental clinic, but I had this burning vision in my heart to set up a fashion brand that told African stories using wearable art, telling stories with textile and clothes sewn, all by women, and then giving back to the society from our profits through the foundation. I had all these bright ideas, but I didn't know how to execute them. I didn't know how to manage a dental clinic, a fashion brand, and a non-governmental organization. Visionary Compass handed me the tools I needed to set up 3 running systems, to create teams, and to execute this vision. My vision, Body Pantry, has gone now from just something on paper and in my mind to a full-fledged business. We're employing women, we're closing the wage gap, and we're also empowering out-of-school children. Visionary Compass has been an answer to all the questions that I had. I'll forever be grateful for the gift of Visionary Compass. Thank you, Debola Dijikurumi, for being a change maker, and the whole team at the Visionary Compass. Thank you very much.
Are you ready to turbocharge your vision into reality? We present Visionary Compass Accelerator Program VCAP, a 40-week execution-driven coaching program designed for those who dare to dream big. In today's world, what sets dreamers apart from doers is the power of execution, and that is what VCAP is all about.
Whether you are an entrepreneur, a career professional, a ministry gift, a thought leader, a public servant, or someone in government, you would find the Visionary Compass Accelerator program as a powerful platform and launch pad to put momentum behind your mission.
Over the next 40 weeks, you will embark on a journey of strategic planning, skill development, and relentless execution. Our expert coaches, industry leaders, and success mentors will be with you every step of the way. Imagine being part of a community that not only believes in your vision, but also provides the tools and guidance to bring it to life.
What we have within the Visionary Compass Accelerator program are 4 distinct execution blueprints based on your mastery level. Our digital execution blueprints will support your ability to execute your vision wherever you are currently, because it offers you a plug and play step-by-step guide with specific actions and tasks that move you on to being able to get your vision to the next level. What is most exciting with the execution blueprint is that we don't just put it in your hands and leave you alone. You actually have certified accountability coaches by the International Association of Coaching in the USA that would also walk that journey with you. You also have access to Dr. Ole Konovalov's Global Visionary Leadership Coaching Certification. You have access to internships and field trips that set you up in a real industry context, whatever your service area is.
That's the Visionary Compass Accelerator difference. This isn't just a coaching program, it's a catalyst for change. Whether you're a founder, an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or someone seeking personal growth, the Visionary Compass Accelerator program will elevate you to new heights. Don't just take our word for it. Visit our website www.myvisionarycompass.com and hear from our community who have experienced the transformative power of VCAP. Ready to turn your vision into reality? Join the Visionary Compass Accelerator program today and become part of a community that thrives on execution, innovation, and success. The future is here. Let's make it extraordinary together. Visit myvisionarycompass.com today.
Oh, wow. Whew. Welcome back to the Visionary Talk Show. And today we've been engaged in a combustive conversation between DDK and the incredible Lady Bralade. If you're still wondering whether or not you need to join VCAP, then you must be high on your own hype, as she said. Whatever you've accomplished up to this point, whether you're trying to clarify or you're trying to scale what it is that you have built, there is more. And we have everything nicely bottled for you in VCAP. Do not be on this call and you go back and you close it and you dust it off and you say that was good. That way, your ideas and your vision will be in a distant future. They don't need to be anymore bring it closer to you. Make that goal, that exponential goal, your immediate goal right now. It's not about the vision boards anymore, or even the visioning summit or the visioning retreat that you attended. That was good, but it's not sufficient to get you to that level where you are a bold visionary. You have to go bold. You have to apply for VCAP. It's no longer optional. It's no longer something to be considered. It is now a critical component of your destiny, because DDK and Lady Barade have just told us that execution is personified. It's not an object. It's not something you want to achieve. It is your becoming, and it is the key to your transcendence. So you've had these ideas in your mind for a long time. She was brilliant before she joined VCAP, and I'm glad she said so herself. Every visionary that we've brought here to you has not been idle or coasting or cruising. They were amazing, but they have gone exponential, and that exponential is the next level for you and I. So you want to go to myvisionarycompass.com and start your application. I see one of our distinguished alumni in the comment section telling us how to put together a great application. Listen, we're not playing here. We have an entire jury reviewing your application. So please don't send us beans, send us pearls, right? Send us bold vision. Send us your bold vision, and don't minimize it. Go bold, go ready for you. We're waiting for your application, and I'll leave you in the able hands of DDK and Lady Bralade. If you can still stay seated, then you must really have a lot of self-control. Over to you, ma'ams.
Wow. Thank you, Mrs. Notch. Every word just hits me the right way. I love it. We've got just, some more minutes, maybe about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm looking to juice out the best that I can in the rest of the time with you. I've got two questions that I hope you could merge into one that is around the Visionary Compass program. And then I have questions, one or two more, where we can continue that wealth conversation a bit more. Brother Day, we've got people asking, how do I really knock my application? How do I give it a big heat in a way that is remarkable and really makes me qualify to get into the program? Because people find it a shock when they discover that you may have the resources this moment to pay for VCAP, but we do not find you a good fit for VCAP. It's application driven. We want the cream de la cream of African visionaries in the program, men and women who are bold, serious enough, and will contribute value in the room. So what worked for you? What made your application stand out the way that it did? And then secondly, we've got a lot of visionaries who've been asking us, I'm not in your time zone. I'm in North America. How do I balance the demands? So I said, when Bralade comes, well, my team members said, when Bralade comes, she should be able to answer that. So what are your tips and your thoughts around these things?
I think it's the heart that you give it. If you've ever read Abi Darin, she's a New York Times bestseller, and she's Nigerian, by the way. She wrote this book, The Girl with the Louding Voice. And this, her teacher, her Oyibo teacher, a white teacher, essentially, was asking her to write this statement. And she was giving the intellectual version. So it is not in the excellence of grammar or speech. It is not in that. It is not in the use of verbosity or constructs. It's not in the use of all of that. And what did the girl say in the book? She said, after the teacher told her that second time that this is not it, write your truth. She said, and she was speaking, her English wasn't very good. She said, I turned myself into a cup and I tilted myself and I poured myself out onto the paper. What are those things that you've known since you were 5 years, 8 years old? This is what I was born to do. Those dreams that you are even too afraid to mouth now, because when you say it, you want to laugh. You laugh that laugh of hesitance that we who are trained now know that it is a way to quickly downplay that big version of yourself that you have seen. But you don't even want to contemplate because the disappointment is too great. It's time to sit down, confront that image of I want to use the word perfection, but it's not even just static perfection. It is dynamic in its nature, in that this is the picture of you that God puts in the world, and you are now walking in it and working it out. Carry that and put it on a piece of paper.
Okay,
Articulate
now.
that. Articulate that, because that's what I did. Again, like I said, I had started out with one other thing. It looks good. You might even get admitted, but you would be working on the wrong thing. It might be a goal B. Remember the goal A and the goal B. It might be one of those when you can take it to a C. And don't worry, when you come in, if you think it's too exponential, they will help you structure it in a systematic way that you can now begin to eat the elephant one bite at a time. For me, again, DDK, what you said about the time zone, I remember a wonderful occasion. She was like, "You mean you wake up in the morning to participate in a program?" I'm like, "I did, like, it's 1 a.m. That's the time of the program. That's it. And I'll be there." And it goes without saying that those times have almost separated me. You know, if two people attend a meeting, one person is fasting and the other person just came like that from Mr. Biggs, McDonald's, it is a different kind of receiving. And it always helped me. And it built in me some of those disciplines and focus that I'm utilizing even now. So it was, in fact, I loved it even more because I could then use the rest of the day for some other things. Yeah, and this is also what money is made for at the end of the day, DDK. At the end of the day, wealth is meant for you to buy time, buy ease, buy comfort, buy help, buy all the things that you need to help you be a better visionary leader, a better wife, a better mom, a better colleague, a better friend. That's the purpose of wealth. And that is why it's a non-negotiable for all the other sectors of prosperity we spoke about, because it enables prosperity in the other areas. It is the one thing that touches all.
I love it. And because the core curriculum is digital, the execution blueprints are digital, you sort of have that latitude to organize your time,
Yes.
because you can come to it at your own pace.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So you're able to schedule your time to say, I'm dedicating this time of the day to enter into the blueprint. And I love the things I've
Absolutely.
read. Let's talk about.
And DDK, I will just buttress this. Like the last 2 days, I haven't been able to follow live because I've been at work at those times. But once I got off work, guess what I did? It's in my ears. It's in my ears as I'm hearing things I'm supposed to write. I'm like, we're coming back. And then when I go back into my study again, we'll bring it back out. So that's
Yes.
the wonderful thing about you, DDK. It is the compendium of wisdom that you have you have agglomerated. If you come into DDK's world, you will just see pockets, 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 pockets of wisdom. And sometimes you used to pay me that I don't have the whole immersed curriculum again. And I'm like, where's my doability? Where? Okay. But
Someone is revolting. I love it.
don't help me, ma. I'm okay.
Oh gosh, thank you. Your words are kind, and every time I sit with you, new vistas just open. Bralade, let's talk about the thinking that has shifted. What we could maybe call the wealthy mindset. What can you say has grown your wealthy mindset? How are you now able, and I mean it in 3 ways, and I know there are more ways. Number one, how do you now really see yourself, this next level way you see yourself, as an abundant, flowing out, multi-source type of fountain of goodness to the world?
Yeah.
What's happened to you? It's a wealthy mindset where you're looking at yourself as a custodian, a channel, a dispenser of gifts and goodness to others. Number two, how are you able to see the same vision, but in a different way? It looks to me like you're looking at the same vision, but you're seeing what it can do now that you didn't know it could do before. So what it could even earn now, the kind of value it can command now. That's happened. That's a wealthy mindset. And then number three, how are you attracting the caliber of relationships that you're now attracting that are opening even more doors of opportunity and platforms and, service and partnership. What's happened to you this way?
Hmm.
Talk to me about how this abundance has come to you.
Yeah, I said let me quickly jot down because it's you're the queen of threes. I wrote down three things, and I would say the first one is meditation. The
Mm,
vision is kind of like your best friend. Have you, as a visionary, you don't even have to struggle to be alone. Sometimes you're in the midst of people and your mind has gone because there's a picture you are seeing. It's almost like virtual reality. And that is where we need to stay, GDK. That place, staying in that place of the possibilities of the vision. In that place where very easily I can be like, "Oh, okay, build that there, put this here, put a jacuzzi here. Can we have a water park here?" In the space of vision, there's no limitation. In that space of meditation, there's nothing you want to imagine that you say, "Oh, it's too expensive, so I can't put a private jet inside my dream." Like, no one ever says that. If you sit down and say, "Can you draw a yacht?" You're just wondering, okay, what colors should I use? You don't think for a second, yacht is millions, so should I just draw a small boat? Because there scale, you're not you there is no contemplation of limitation. That is the space of abundance. It is the space of wealth. And if you have been able to conceive it in your mind, just as God said about the Tower of Babel, that's what nature will say of you. This person and herself, with you, yourself, and you, you have imagined a thing that cannot be held back from you. And at that point, you have set in law, you have set in motion a law that cannot deny you the elements of that thing. The only thing is, will you stay with the picture? Or at some point, will you give in to the pressures of time or the pressures of execution? And that leads me to the next point is movement. Movement. Did you you've spoken a lot about positioning? When you move in the direction of your vision, what you are doing is actualizing that which you've seen. And in truth, this is our co-creation with God. It is one of the constructs of self-transcendence. The fact that you also see yourself as a divine partner. There, there, there are songs God wants to sing in this world. He needs mouths to sing it. There are places, communities God wants to get into in this world. He needs hands and feet to get in there. He literally cannot. I know we like to think about him as almighty and all powerful, but he has set laws, he has set his word in place. And on this earth, what he said is, you do what? Have dominion. So that principle of movement, where as you move, God has already announced the nature, hear ye her, it will respond to you. And that is what I execute. If I did not do VCAP, I would have moved, I would have postponed a lot of the facets of my execution. And then I wouldn't be able to complete that first leg that enabled me, like you said, see the other side of it. I wouldn't have been able to see it. And the third one is the mastermind. Oh my gosh, the mastermind. The mastermind, a group of people that believe in you. There's someone who said a quote, and she said, "The beauty of life is being known by people who know all of you and yet see you." You can look at somebody else and maybe our husband can be like, she talks too much, or our friends can say, "Oh, she's always talking big or doing this thing," and you can see that this is a visionary. Those are the
Yes.
kind of lens that people see through in our space. And I would say that between meditating, because you cannot ask of the world what you haven't articulated, define what is this wealth that you see. Look at Mother Teresa. She said, and let me just end with this. Mother Teresa said, um, when she was younger and she started seeing when she was eating, her mother would tell her, "Don't eat alone." Do you understand? This was a small meal, a small plate of something. Don't eat alone. And she would always share her meal with someone who didn't have something. That's skill, isn't it? Then
Yes.
Mother Teresa went to Calcutta, India, and suddenly Mother Teresa is feeding thousands and millions, and she's building hospitals. That is visionary wealth. We didn't say Mother Teresa was wearing gold. and she was living in a mansion, but she commanded untold wealth, such that when they gave her the 192,000 for the Nobel Prize win, she didn't even attend the party. She just took the prize and went back to her station. She said, "Give it to the poor." I don't
Yes.
know what it is you think or you see. This is why meditate the space of meditation, you can't play with it. What do you think when you see wealth? Spend $1 million for me right now in the chat, because I need you guys to see what you guys are saying. Are you just thinking of your house, your car, your children, your dad? I can challenge you that wealthy people who their grandparents already left for them estates and tuition for generations, they're not thinking, when you are telling them, they're not thinking of the bag, they already have it. They're not thinking of the shoe, they already have it. This is why wealth cannot be separated from the visionary, because we know where it is going. We know where it is going. And this woman controlled millions of dollars and arguably billions of dollars to feed the poor. She controlled it. No, she controlled it. It was not necessarily in her bank account. It was not, but people responded to her vision, gave to her, and she was able to perpetrate that goodness all around the world. And after her, there has been, I mean, she had the sainthood. There have been a lot more altruism came through her, and also meditation, movement, and the mastermind. These are the three things I have. I have a billionaire mastermind, because DDK, remember how you always used to tell us we are going to do a billion fund one day, and Dr.
Yes.
Fumi is here, Izine is here, Tombra is here, and we got into this mastermind. We're like, we're going to crack this thing,
Yes.
and every day we give ourselves meditation, and we are focused on this thing, because when you look at the vision, you look at what it is you see. The one thread running through to the actualization is the wealth that is required, the wealth of people, the wealth of resources, the wealth of networks and relationships, the wealth of systems, structures, buildings that are required to make this impact that we've seen. Thank you.
What's going on, please? Like, who are you? What was happening? And what? Why did you come with this? Yeah, look at this. Bralade,
Yeah.
Bralade, Braxy.
Yes, ma'am. DK, the VCAP, I went in and I looked at the payments. If you guys have gone in, you've seen it. VCAP has made it so affordable. The fact that you can get in at so little.
Yes.
Is it that thing? Let me tell you, it is wealth. Wealth is doing it like this, is beckoning you, because if you can start out the first month, you will necessarily create that which you need to complete that which you started.
Yes.
It will not be denied you. Ideas will just start coming to you. You will start trying things, they will be working. You will try one, it will fail, you'll be like, oh, next. Because you are focused. Do you understand? You're focused on something has grabbed you. So wealth is calling to you now. Start. Anywhere where you are, if you need to split it, split it. If you need to just, I didn't have it all when I paid. I think I did twice or something.
Yes.
But I did it. So yeah.
Bralade.
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
Do you know what I find breathtaking about my own visionary journey? I'm the founder of Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. And, I think that one of the covert reasons that I continue to follow God and birth the things He puts in my heart is also because of my becoming. Birthing Visionary Compass Accelerator Program sort of, it led to a transcendence even in my own life. And the thing about VCAP itself, Visionary Compass is visionary compassing. And I'm going to break that down. Visionary Compass itself is continuing to experience the power of evolution, how a vision continues to just, and you will never, and I need to say this, you said it, and it's so remarkable when you said, there are new things opening up, and this is what creates wealth. New things opening up with the vision that I will never have entered if I didn't start off with its initial dimensions. So people look and appreciate, look at and appreciate some things in our lives today, but what they are fascinated by is a discovery even to us. It's the unfolding that has come from following the path of the vision. And in one sense, I'm almost like encouraging those who feel like there's such a gap between where they are, all these things we're saying, until you leave the shore and you actually get off into the wide oceans, into the vast seas. You're never going to be able to tell what's ahead and what's going to be unpacked. Why am I saying this? You know, in just months after we ended a class of 2022, and I was just seated there and saying, the problems on the continent, the problems in the global economy are so hydra headed that I need even bolder visionaries who would pass through the funnel of VCAP and get out on the other side and become literal, take these challenges by the jugular. And I started to pray about it, think about it, research. If you see the caliber, Braxi, of upgrades that we have created into the infrastructure, it's breathtaking. You know, now the Clarify, first of all our blueprints are now tech enabled. You now have an app that helps you track your goals. You have you can bring a team member on board. You can see your points, how you're succeeding with every week's task and every month's task. Do you know now that
I need to say something about that, GDK. I need to say something about that. You know, there's a form of meditation where you sit down in a dark room and you're playing worship music and you are imagining, even your inner eye is like, I'm tired, I can't see. And there's a form of meditation where you insert yourself into what you want and you start to say, oh, this is how millionaires behave. What she just
yes,
described. Those are services that are available to millionaires. And I mean in dollars and pounds. That's the kind of service you get into a program. You're like, I can't be taking on my notes. I cannot go and be doing when I have the HR manager, the accountant, and the COO. Because you know, you are the founder. You're not necessarily you're just like, I'm the big visionaire, I'm the founder. Come. This is what the millionaires do. There's something such a thing does to your mind. If you put yourself in that space, you're bringing your staff with you. You are using an app. They are not saying, oh, we'll send it in the chat. When you see it in the Telegram group, collect it. Sometimes screenshots will not work. So see if maybe you can just write it on paper, if you can snap it. Those are the kind of things that are regurgitating mediocrity and poverty because you are not elevating in the things you see and in your experiences. So DDK, thank you for adding those elements. It was already special, I'm telling you. If you want to fill the forms
gosh.
with things, but for her to say this, if VCAP is not stopping to innovate, I mean, what else are we doing? So DDK,
Telling
I'm so
you.
excited. Thank you for helping people embody this life.
Thank you for your gratitude. It's, oh gosh. I think what I want to ask before we leave,
Yes.
right, from you, Bralade, is if we've talked about, you know, meditation and movement and mastermind, and is this for some people? You know, these conversations and these insights, are there things that could have happened in a person's life that really makes them unable to access the kind of possibilities we're experiencing and describing? And I know not everyone has to get into VCAP. Some people have to start from Immerse, get into the Unbundling the Decade program, and we'll put all these links in the description, right? Be in the Future Forward Female with me, right? Mastermind with me. But at every level of our evolution, at every level of our lives, are there people who are unable to access the next level of growth, to shift into the next level of possibilities, to grow their wealth, to build better relationships, to fix their health? Is there a caliber of people who have so much damage or trauma or poverty that they can't rise into their next?
You know, DDK, as you're saying this, I mean, my eyes are literally watering right now because it is not so much as the people who, there's a select group of people who cannot, or there's a select group of visions that can't, or the life experiences or the background, because people everywhere, from every background, from every gender, from every educational level, from every marital status in the world, have been able to shake the world. The issue is that I can see that there's no barrier in front of you, there's no obstacle, but you may not be able to see that it is not there. It is a mirage, it is a facade. Those things are not real. It is true that you went through what you went through, but the power that you carry within you, if you just stir it up a little bit, there is none of these hurdles. You cannot, people run different ways. Some run, some jump hurdles, some do the pole vault. Have you seen those things? But they keep moving. I want to beg you today, just take one step. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. If what you need to do is join Immerse in a circle. Beg them, go into the DM. I remember when I used to beg Immerse because when I discovered them, they had already started. Beg them, can I join a wait list? I remember Asia has saying, can you just hold my money for me? Join somewhere. Put up your hand. They say, but God is asking in heaven, who will go? All you need to do at that point, don't think, how will I manage? Can I sustain? How? Just put up a little hand. You are the first investor in your vision, and that includes your healing. Your vision of the healed you, you are the first investor. I will put myself in the rooms and spaces. I will listen to subconscious conditioning. I will go on YouTube right after this session and go and listen to the 10 ways of learn. What do you call it? That you disempower yourself. What's that? What's that? Disempowering yourself. Yes. You will go to Immerse, and yeah, somebody put it in the chat, because you will go there when we finish it, and you will identify and you will take that little step. We can all take a step. We can all shuffle. We can all move somewhere. If you look at Nick Vujicic, who doesn't have hands, he doesn't have legs, he still propels himself and attains motion. You can in some way. You might do it on your knees, you might do it crawling, your knuckles might be bleeding, but you can. And I promise you, when you get there and you look over that cliff and you see that vista, it'll be more beautiful than anything you would have ever imagined. And it won't just be that the view is beautiful, it will be that you will see yourself, the elevated version of yourself. Like I always tell DDK, you will see your seed and it will prolong your days. You will see that for which you have gotten healed, that for which you build systems and structures, that for which you join VCAP, and your life will never be the same again. It won't be relegated to just you, but to everyone we touch in this life. DDK, since I met you 3 years ago, my income has almost tripled now. And it is not unconnected to the work that we've done together. Not just the things you've opened my mind to see, but the fact that I believed it and I went ahead to act upon it. Believe the words that you hear here today. Don't count yourself out. However little, start moving. If you need help, make sure to DM me, DM Immerse, DM the people you've heard here today. And if all you need to do is talk with someone to make that step, we're here for you.
Oh,
we are.
God. Oh, precious. Oh, precious. We've got a question or two that I want to treat before we go. So, Bralade, don't leave. Just keep that beautiful face smiling at the people. I love it. I have a question from, and if you can put it up for me. Okay, we've got this question from Diana, who says, how do I know which program is right for me? I'm going to give you the simplest version of that answer, even though I still challenge you to go to myvisionarycompass.com and check the frequently asked questions. And I think right here for us for the FAQs. But the simplest version of it, because it's such a brilliant question, Diana, is that Immerse, the work that we've done with Immerse coaching company is breathtaking. It's a whole institution, a whole university on that side. So if you hear Immerse Inner Circle, or you hear any of our courses, or you hear Future Forward Female Mastermind, they focus, or well, Immerse focuses on personal transformation, healing you, learning to, believe in your own voice, building solid relationships, discovering your purpose, stepping into your personal power. The moment you get into Future Forward Female Mastermind, we're now really stepping into leadership transformation. It's for first-class female leaders who want to be at the cutting edge of creating real change in the world, right? And then the next thing for you, if you feel like my personal transformation is on point, I love the woman I am on the inside. If I was a man, I'll marry me, that type of thinking. And then you've gotten into leadership transformation, and you're saying, with my business, with my career, I'm a great leader. You then begin to think about Visionary Compass Accelerator program. That's on visionary transformation. The moment you say, I have a vision worth fighting for, I have a powerful image of the way that I can solve a real problem in the world, something I want to launch, an organization I've already been working on, I have built for many years, and I want to scale, I want to pivot my business model. I'm a ministry person, I want to put the right legacy structure into that organization. Then you come into VCAP. The moment you're talking big execution, scale, institutionalizing the vision, you come into VCAP, right? So that will be the way, first level, I'd love you to think about, whether this program is right for you. But the perfect answer is still sitting on the website. We've actually broken down who this program is for, and we've answered a lot of other questions through the FAQs. I thought I saw, Precious said, can I join VCAP when I haven't even started working on any idea, no profile, no execution? I would say a no, personally. I would say start with Immerse Inner Circle. The only thing is, if you don't start with Immerse, you never graduate into VCAP, something like that. So really, really get into Immerse and start to grow at this level, the asset called you. If you strengthen the asset called you will produce the asset called vision. And you progress that way. Yeah. Back to you, Mrs. Nodge.
Alrighty. Gosh, thank you so much, DDK and Lady Bralade. We could touch the purity and the depth and the intentions and the motivations behind your words. Your words were piercing, not because they were sharp, but because they were made for us. And I feel like you literally curated a curriculum just for today.
Yes.
With God. And I've seen a lot of comments like that, people saying, oh, my heart is burning, I'm so scared right now. And I'm thinking, I feel it too, guys. It is just God working in us, and it's because the time is now. Your greatness can be unlocked, your potentialities can be revealed, they can be expressed. And this is the time, this is the right tool. There are some moments in time and in destiny that are epoch moments. You can't recreate them. Don't miss the stirring of the water. Don't say, I'll jump in next year, or, oh, Jesus, look at what's going on, I need help. You're still talking. He's saying the water is being stirred now. Go in. So it's time for you to come in. It's the stirring. It's clear. It's obvious. Just come in. And thank you, DDK, for answering those questions so kindly. If you know that VCAP is for you, then you know what to do. Your call to action is already in front of you. You just have to go to myvisionarycompass.com and apply. And if you feel like I haven't started anything yet, that's another staring. That's another dimension telling you you need to begin the journey. And Lady Bralade has been kind to say there are resources you can start with. Start from somewhere. Take that one step now. She repeated movement and momentum so many times. You got to move. You cannot achieve any form of execution, transformation, or even create the wealth that brought you here today without movement. You got to move. You got to make a move on something. So are you making a move on your application, or are you making a move on your own personal elevation? because everything you want to do for your vision, you're doing for yourself.
I love
Literally,
it.
you are becoming that
I
person
love
that
it.
can partner with God to achieve something. It's I
Yes.
just this
You
has
know,
been
Mrs. Notch, yeah,
gosh,
I would say how some people should know is you can feel that birth pang.
Yes.
You can literally feel it in your pelvis that I'm bearing down. If you feel that so strongly, you want to join the Visionary Compass. If you are
so
in
good.
so much doubt, go ahead and fill the application. They will let you know if you are
Yes.
ready or not. But do that thing where you find your voice and articulate that which you see and
Mm,
fill that application form. Let it go. Let it
let it
go
go.
where it's going. Then it will carry you. You know what I mean? When they come back and tell you
Good.
it's not time yet, you can go ahead and revise. There is also growth in filling that application form because not everybody
Yes.
can muster the courage to do it. So yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So
And
good.
I have my founder's discount
Hey.
till, till the end of tomorrow. So it's the sort of thing that you don't go to bed early or you wake up really early tomorrow morning, W80, and actually sit with it. 25% off is, it was even argued in my team, like, this is too much,
It's quite a
but
lot.
it's quite a lot,
It's
and I
quite
have
quite.
alumni just been like, what is going on? But we're pleased to see those who can take that action. What that means is you're not able to pay immediately because you have to fill the application. If you're confirmed coming in, for everyone who's filled, and we've already had these applications coming in, but for everyone who's filled from the beginning up until the third, they would also receive a discount code from the point where they're encouraged to
Wow,
now pay if they get an admission. Yes.
that's gracious.
Thank you for that, DDK. What a generous founder you are. You are so generous. Gosh, thank you so much. And that is the wealth mindset. Only
Mhm.
millionaires give like this. Ah, when I
Mhm.
grow up, I want to be like you,
Mhm.
DDK. Putting some money in our pockets like this. This has been so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And we have
brother.
a gift for you all today for staying till this time, staying through with us from the first day, 4 days of the Visionary Talk Show. It has been a massive production, trust me. And we're so glad that you stuck it out. So, our gift for you is the Visionary Path Assessment, and it is a
Mhm.
you want to go to visionarycompass.com/VPA to take the Visionary Path Assessment. It
Wow.
is free. It's a diagnostic tool to help
Mm,
discern where you are at in your visionary journey. And it's totally free. And guess what? The answers in the Visionary Path Assessment will direct
mhm.
you to the right tools that you need right now. So all of those things that Brother was saying and TDK has been saying, it's embedded in it. So it's going to tell you where you are. Just answer honestly. Pour out
Yeah,
from your cup. Answer with
it's
your
really
truth.
good.
It will
Yeah,
place you in the right place and then
it's really
direct
good.
justice that you need.
Yeah,
So yes, there it is.
yeah.
And it's going to come up later.
Nice.
You want to take the Visionary Path Assessment. It's TDK's original framework. It's not Googleable. Don't think I can Google it. I want to find out my strength, my assessment. No, this is not that kind of it's not that kind of test. And if we could just take it down for a bit so that we can see our guest. It's not that kind of test. It is to help you assess your visionary path. Okay. Please take that, and it is totally free.
It's
That's
really
another
good.
DDK. Please, some of these things, let me just tell you, some of these things that DDK is talking about. I'm one of those team members that said, we can't make it free, man. No, let's wait.
Something, anything.
I said, no, no, it's not like that. She said, no, Mrs. Not, we give gifts. We have to give gifts. I'm like, no. So please make it worth it and take the assessment. Thank you so very much. Well, it's been great having you, DDK. Thank you. We're so glad. Thank you so much, Lady Bralade. We love you.
Thank
We are so
you.
blessed. We're so enriched by you. Gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Notch. The energy has been real. I
It's
just
been
love
real.
how you have been drawing the insights, how you are just like a child at a play store. I just love that heart. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So there you have it. You want to go to myvisionarycompass.com. You want to apply for VCAP today. The founders discount is on till tomorrow. Please don't go to bed and sleep on this. If you even sleep, you're going to be dreaming of VCAP. That happens to me a lot. When I have things that are pending, I go to bed and I'm being chased in my dream with that which I haven't delivered on. So please, you want to fill out your application. We're waiting for you. We have an entire jury waiting to review your applications. Put your best foot forward, read it again, check it for typos and grammatical errors, put it together nicely. Don't just fill it in one sitting and feel rubbish. No, that won't serve you. That's not the excellence that you need to execute your vision. And we're waiting for you. It's time. It's time for you. It's time for you to rise. It's time for your exponential growth. This is the year you go big. So make that bold move and apply to Visionary Compass today. The Visionary Path Assessment is also there. It's available. It's free. Make sure you take that. It shows you what stage of the visionary journey you are in. And even that alone is going to teach you a lot. So you want to take that assessment. And it's scrolling right on the screen. Take the assessment and just know where you are at so you know how to navigate. It's important. It's a good GPS for you. I want to thank you so much for spending the past 4 days with us on the Visionary Talk Show. It's been amazing. We have had the pleasure of hosting you, and it will only get better when we welcome you into the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program in this cohort, 2024. You got to make bold moves. You got to bounce back and you got to go big. We'll be waiting for your applications. Thank you so very much for joining us, and see you on the inside in Visionary Compass.